like the point before. I know. That was the point. Yeah, you floated. We found that video.
Sorry guys, some technical difficulties. Of the worst kind.
Oh yeah, you tell him to guy. You tell him to guy. Yes, the guy. Let's go, Riley.
Okay, we got it sort of.
Riley, you're so good, Riley. You're so good.
It's like a big house of cards here. We had a little technical difficulty. We're now kind of stable. Six serving two. Riley seems to have gotten the serve dialed in, which is nice. Nice up there. Jakai over the top for the points. 7-2 now. Pono likes it. some additional adjustments, but I'm also almost afraid to. And there we go. We're going to call that success. Now we'll live in fear of the kind of inbound missile. Okay, we are finally up and ready. A bit of trouble here. Boom! That was late close by the blocker, and nice one-handed set. It came back down, but on their side. Serving 9 now. Okay. So the opponent is Core. I don't know too much about these guys. They're from somewhere. That's almost guaranteed. Some corrections made there. Nice up. Colin brings Jakai in on the set. That's sculled into the bench area. Five serving 9 now. Nice swing there out of the middle. 10-5. C2 doubled him up in the early going there. Nice work on the top spin, but that's hammered back down at ya. And Core closes to within 4 at 6-10. Change today, time zone change coming up from Louisville. We got all sorts of things going on. All working out though. Colin with a nice pass. Jakai takes that off the block and out of bounds. Point C2. 5-point lead at 11-6. Jakai with that lethal jump serve, but that one's into the net. Point for Core. They'll serve at 7-11. And you know what time that is. Slurpee time. Ball on, Balaramba Swamber. Steps in, good pass out to Briley. Off the block and down. Thought that was going to get recycled because had to make a little bit of an adjustment. Didn't get that flying step into it. But it all worked out in the end. 12 serving 7. Well, then trickles over for the dirty 8. 13-7. Overpass. Sound the feasting horn. A waffle or a paintbrush there as Bradley skulls that one OB. The feast is delayed. Tandem passing. Doesn't go to plan. Nice up. Bradley gets to reload over the top. Out of play off the defender, point C2. They lead 14-8. Nice shot deep corner. Point for Core. Trying to dig their way out of the early hole that C2 put them in. They trail by 5. 9-14. Up-tempo kind of game. That one's into the net. Point C2, Bradley will serve it. A really nice job of calibrating that top spin. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve here. Looks like he's going for the top E. Whoopsie. A direct hit. And there's a panorama of the stadium here. We'll try to get things restored there. Actually did remarkably little damage compared to the catastrophic damage that could have occurred. We do, of course, have a team warming up behind us, and the inability to shag is ever present. So it's inability or unwillingness. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. All right. Order has been mostly restored to the broadcast booth. 11 serving 16, Core serving, trailing by 5. Jakai with the big bang. Nice swing there. 17-11, Colin will serve it. Nice whip on that serve. There's a block. C2 now out to a 7-point lead at 18-11. Nice whip on that serve from Colin. Barely clears. That looked like a lift, but no call. Off the block. Now we got a call. Unclear what the call was, but looks like a point being awarded to C2. Colin stands ready to serve it. 19-11. The count. And there's an ace as that one shanked into the next county. Colin back serve it again in 2011. Oh, I thought he might have caught the corner there, but suppose not. 12 serving 20. Jakai with the overhand pass. Boom! Big swing, Josh. I mean, we got 3 of them. Still Josh. from the right side. When in doubt, I just say top.
I
22-12 now. Nice serve down the line. Trouble brewing, and it's an ace. C2, 23-12. Josh bringing it from the front row and the back row. Nice serve there. It's blocked back. 3-ball. Sound the feasting horn. Back row, Bradley goes to the tip, but that's covered. Nice up. Into the net, though, and unplayable. Point for Core. Make it 13-22. Colin handles the floaty. After Jakai over the top and down. Point C2. Lead pushed to 10 now at 23-13. Jakai's back to serve it. Wicked liner. Little movement left to right. Unfortunately, it zigged when it should have zagged and lands just wide. Point Core. They'll serve, trailing by Googleplex. Double called on the overpass. That will bring up set point for C2 at 24-12. Make that 24-14. I lost track of a point or two there. Pretty stellar coaching staff on hand right now with two up, Ono, Cullum. Coach Tellis. Boom, that's out, I believe. No, a touch called, so point for Core, 16-24. And let's not forget Coach Bryant. Boom, Big Country finishes things off. Punctuation mark, being an exclamation point out of the middle. C2 with a convincing first set win here. Set 2 coming up. Hey, what's happening? I know they're getting it done. I thought this was going to be close.
I think you guys will beat us.
Could be a good match. I was watching the video. That impressive looking team, though.
Does this team suck, or you guys are just that good?
I don't know. I thought they were going to be pretty strong. They came out hitting, and we just like turned it on, found another gear.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, set 2 coming up. We are in the second of 3 today. 3-day tournament here in Chicago, the Chi-Town Boys Classic. C2 17-1 Elite. They went 3-1 yesterday. 3-0 yesterday. Sorry. Have not dropped a set yet, so they are 4-1, 1-0 today, and up a set here in the early going against Core. Everybody trying to get into gold tomorrow, so a win here would definitely help that case. I think the top 2 go. But as usual, just to keep it spontaneous, I'm not really sure that's true. Just rumor that I heard. Looks like we've got all the administrative duties sorted, and set 2 is about to get underway. C2 17-1 Elite versus Core. Hey man, good to see ya. All right, Coach Barrett has left the stand, and it's like we still got a pretty good group over there. False start. And now we're ready. Except for that ball on the court. Interesting to see if they're going to let that stand. Looks like they are. I don't know. Some of the C2 guys had definitely paused for it. But play on playa is the call. Nice up there. Riley's swing, the ensuing pass tendered into the net. Point C2, they'll lead 2-0 now. Just a bit outside. That serve is long. Point 4. Coral serve at 1-2. Top spin coming. And handled easily. Back row for Jakai. That's just a bit outside, and we're tied at 2. Nice pass. Back to Bradley on the right side. He's done some damage on that oppo pin, especially yesterday. Does a little more there. 3-2. LeBlanc Bomber will serve. Right at the lid, who gets off a good pass, and that's fueled off the block for the point. Coral serve. We're tied at 3. Sakai watches that one sail well wide. Point C2, Collins serving it with a 4-3 lead. And a nice serve it is. Tipped over the top, Collin gets a piece of it, but deflects it into the one chunk of real estate that was not covered by a C2 defender. Point core. We're tied at 4. Sit down, sir. Yes, sit down. Sit down soon. Well, no idea what just happened, but Core got the point. 5 serving 4. And he's back. Passing through there, just passing through. Nice swing there, hard cross. That's chundered into the abyss. Point C2. We're tied at 5. Jakai puts Jan Gentleman into a phone booth. And the core attacker without a quarter. 6-5. Drops in the short tie for the score. And Core will take a timeout. They trail by 2. 7-5. We're in the early to late early or early middle stages of set 2 here. Second match of 3 today at the Chi-Town Boys Challenge. The Boys Club season getting underway in fine fashion with one of the top tournaments on the docket. There's a nice dump into the donut hole for the points. Push the C2 lead to 3 at 8-5. Trouble brewing. And a point for C2. It became clear that the best case for Core was going to be a free ball, which is daunting. But that was not what they got. There's another shorty. Trouble brewing once more, but they made a good swing out of it. Nice job by the setter. We're not out of system until I say we're out of system. 6'9". Score check, as my daughter would say. What the hell does she mean by that? Drives me crazy when she says that shit. Off the block and out of play. Jakai. 10-6 now for Jakai. Takes a little off, tries to drop it right on the line, but it's a skosh outside. Core will serve, trailing by 3 at 7-10. Riley, nice swing down the line. We were talking about his attack tendencies earlier. Line is not his favorite shot, but well, that was a good one. Rip that one. Nice work there, as would be overpass was thwarted. 12-7, Colin working. That one's sail. Colin is just out of camera screen. I think maybe when he launches into this, you can see that arm whip. Goes to the shorty here, so not quite as whippy on the Army. Riley though, plenty of arm whip there as he hammers that down. Gives C2 a 14-7 lead. Yes, Army whippy, those are all very viable volleyball terms. That's carped. That one is just long. Core back to serve at 8-14. To the teeth of a double block, and that gets thwarted. At least he can smile about it. Oh, crafty. Pushes that into the deep corner on the overpass. Point for C2. They lead 15-9 now. Well, the seldom used one-hand server seat pass. And Jakai doing some harm from the back row. Make it 69. How are you doing, man? Good. That's part of your earlier game. Y'all looking good? Good. You liking it?
Yeah.
Loving the Cali experience?
Love it.
What's not to love?
Not much. Always looking good.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, there's like moments of, you know.
Are you still doing track?
No, that was a short-lived phenomenon. They, yeah, it's kind of funny because the volleyball guys didn't want him. Risk of injury was the call. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's good to see you, man. Take care. Asher LeBreche, C2 alumni, would have been on this team if California didn't beckon. He and Riley had pretty good success on the beach as doubles partners. Timeout on the floor. Yeah, I said earlier I want to free incarnation's the thing. I want to come back as Riley, but maybe Asher is the one now that he's got his Cali gig in South Beach, Hermosa, playing for Rockstar. As the days get shorter and colder, I'm thinking there's something to that. All right, we're out of timeout. Boys are back on the floor. 17-10 C2 lead Riley with the pelota in hand. Pixel off that one. Big rip down the line. Nice up, though, and Jakai is able to set that across the court. Core gets to reload, though. Able to get that squirted through the block. They'll serve trailing by 6 at 11-17. Big country. Bangs that down. That'll push the C2 lead to 7, and looks like there might be some question in rotation. Colin was back to serve, but looks like we may be double confirming where we are in the rotation. Instead of Colin, we've got the big serve out of Big Country, and that one just a bit outside. 19-11 lead now for C2. Off the block, nice one-handed up. Riley with the set and Josh with the kill. Those beach setting skills coming into play. And C2 has built a formidable lead at 20-11. That one drifts over into C2 airspace, and Jakai promptly throws it to the ground. Point C2. Lead is now 10 at 21-11. Wicked serve down the line, but good pass. Goes for the dump and misfire. Point C2. 22-11. More of the same, Tua says. Oh, Shorty into the middle. Oh, and the overpass though. And Jakai hammers that down. Nothing more endangering to a back row player than an overpass to Jakai. 23-11. That went into the middle of the webbing. Point for Core. They'll serve at 12-23. Return to sender. Postage due. All right, now to bring up match point and a Googleplex of them. Off the net and down the line. Nice up by Colin. That's out to Jakai. Off the net cord and out of bounds. No touch called. Point for Core. They'll serve with a mountain to climb, 13-24. Still a Googleplex of match points for C2. The tip covered. Back to the outside. That's banged down. Overpass though. Jakai. Thought he had hammered that off the block and down, but it was down on our side, so a point for Core. Nice block there. They'll serve trailing by 10. They've closed it to under a Googleplex. I just have randomly defined that it's more than 10. Well, there you go. Never mind talking about that. That net serve will do it. C2 keeps their winning streak in track. They are 5-0 in matches, 10-0 in sets. Third and final match of the day coming up in about an hour. It's a set one or play one, sit one continuum. It's easy to keep track of that way. So join us for the 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central start time. Until then, we're signing off from the McCormick Center in the Windy City.